okay? I get convicted of a misdemeanor domestic violation under one of those provisions. I do 6 months. When do I get my guns back?
One of the star witnesses that had one of the most horrific stories about abuse and gun held to her head and firearms problem. From what I understand, her significant other was an FBI agent.
We had a really interesting colloquy among the members dealing with the two bros example. And the two bros example would be two drunk college roommates who get into a fight.
Would this have any effect on an FBI agent?
What happens if the spouse is in law enforcement or some other type of requirement to have a firearms as part of their job?
There are some people, especially in divorce proceedings, who will plead nolo because they can't afford an attorney. Is there any protections in here so that, because now you're taking away one of their Second Amendment civil right? So is there any protection to make sure that they have an attorney representing them in any case?
Well,
because a lot of times they just can't afford it.
Younger adult, say someone who's 20, 21, gets into a domestic situation with her boyfriend. A restraining order is issued against her. She then moves out of the apartment they're cohabiting, and she moves home. But dad is a well-known hunter. Could she live in that home with the guns?
So even though there are no substantive dating relationships, it's just two bros who live together, could be 18 years old, get into a fight. One could seek to have the other one restrained, and the court would have no discretion but to take firearms.
She's living in the home with the dad, and the dad's got a gun locker with a significant collection. As long as the gun locker is locked up and dad has the key, and always has the key, right, and generally retains control of the key, then nobody's going to be able to make that case beyond a reasonable doubt.
So hypothetically, suppose my girlfriend throws a glass of wine at, and she wouldn't do that, I might add, but just hypothetically.
I just wanted to clarify. The reason why I asked that question earlier is if I've committed an offense, a misdemeanor, and I've paid my debt to society, I was a little bit confused from the present language when the guns would be able to be back in the possession. That's all.
Chairman, so what happens in the case of a police officer whose wife goes a little nuts?